Hello. I sorry for delay. My day was going so well, and then it stopped going well, and it went to shit show. Um, it's not though, is it? It's all relative. Life happens. What's going on? Too bright. There we go. What if we balance that? Nope, nope, nope. Um, good afternoon, you all. Books and knives. We've got Bernardina, I'm Aaron, Colmas Varas, Micheline, Caro, Lord Sword Place. Oh, no, hello, Ziggy Wiggy. Quest disaster. Hey, Sally. Thanks for bearing with me. How am I? I'm all right. Are you you? Are you you? Hello. Oh, Ryu. Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh, so happy to catch another. Well, partly traffic is. I don't know. Whatever. Just lifing. But we're okay. Isn't it is a car. I was in a car. Hello, Jelly 2026. Hello. What are we cooking again today? What are we cooking? Indeed, that's a good question. We are cooking a Bosnian soup. Did you rage? No, I chilled. I was like, screw it, put the radio on, and found some good sort of garagey, grunge tunes on Radio Jedna, which is a commercial radio station here. Yeah, yeah, chorba. Apparently means soup. So that's pretty good. What is in this soup? It's a chicken soup with various vegetables, but it also has okra. Bosnia Herzegovina was part of former Yugoslavia, so it's in the Balkans, and has quite a strong Turkish influence in its cuisine, and that's why the okra. If you're not sure what okra looks like, why don't we get it out? I've got way too much of it, by the way. I had to go to an African shop to get this stuff. Check it out. Look at that. It's a bigger one. And here's a little one. There's a little one. There's it. It tastes and smells a little bit like green bean. I'm still cooking a soup with the dried mushrooms. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was a good one. Yes, ladyfingers. It's Jelly mit wie Gurke aus Hemsbach. Ah, Hemsbach. Na, was ist denn da? Hallo, Kelly. Hemsbach, wirklich. High Student of Life 99. Okay, so it's quite cool and refreshing, actually. It's a little bit hairy, though. It's got hairs on it. I don't know if you can make those out. You see that? It's a little bit like zucchini in that respect. Zucchinis are kind of a little bit like bristles on there, don't they? They can be a bit prickly. And then the thing about okra, and the reason they've added it to this soup is actually for thickening, because we'll break it open. It pops a little, and probably better to cut it. It pops like a bean, and it has these seeds inside, like that. But then it goes a bit jelly-like when it's cooked. Although these seem to be not too bad, so we'll see. It's great in stews and stuff like that. Hello, first time chat. The student life of 19. Oh, we cooked for Henry. Heard he's quite hungry. He's always hungry. That boy. He's just so. You can rub off that with salt peeling. Exactly. Yeah. And some moisturizer. Mine are floppy now because I had to freeze them last week. That's fine. They're going in a soup. Who cares? Did you blanch them first, books and knives? That's a question. Did you blanch them? It's a little bit more on the obscure side, but it depends on where you're from. It's used a lot in Turkish cooking. I think to some extent also maybe in like Lebanese cooking as well. But it's used also a lot in the south of um, the US, for example, Louisiana, Florida, the Cajun cuisine, Creole, that kind of stuff. So I just boiled the kettle. Actually, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and clean up my pan while I'm at it. My breakfast pan's not clean. So, what else do we have in this soup? Well, first of all, we got to cook ourselves up a little broth. What are you talking about, a broth? Yeah, indeed. So the first thing we're going to do, my dears, okay. Today's a day for you. That sounds good. Where are we at? I'll put the recipe up so you can. This is the one I'm following. There are lots of others, of course. Copy. And there we go. Ghana. Yeah, exactly. Ghana, Gambia, Senegal. Yeah. It tastes a bit like green beans. And that's what I was saying in that recipe I put up is you can substitute it with green beans and some aubergine, because aubergine also when you boil it goes a bit slimy. So we want that texture actually. Apples, not in the recipe. That's just for me. Went to Lidl today. Limes, that's not in the recipe. Although we might use some lemon. We do want some celery though. 2 stalks if I remember off the top of my head. So was it 2 stalks? Where is it? Super base. Yeah, 2 celery sticks diced. Yeah, these are a bit on the smaller side. We'll take 3. And they're also a bit limp. No, for sure I can freshen these up maybe. I don't know if I can freshen these up. It's difficult with celery. It doesn't really want to take on the root. But we can try. There we are. These, however, this is rather exciting. I tried a little experiment. I've not done this before. Look. It's root parsley tops. And it's grown parsley. So I looked this up the other day because it's always confused me. And then carrot tops as well. So I'm going to get carrot tops. And you can use carrot tops, of course, in your salad, or you can make pesto out of it. Just chop it up, something a little bit fresh, slightly nuttier flavor than parsley. But I believe they're all in the same family, actually. And so they have similar flavors. So parsley, root parsley is to parsley what celeriac, the lump, is to celery. Apparently. So that should have fresh water today. Fresh water. There we go. It will not grow root again, though. It will just give you tops, but that's okay. That's just fine, isn't it? Hello, Valeria. Why does that not sound appealing? It takes a bit of getting used to if you just have them steamed up, but in the soup it will be fine. Trust on that one. Okay, boiled the kettle twice. Don't do it the third time, Michael. Okay. I might even bung a bit of toast in. What else we got? Carrots. I decided to buy ones with tops on. Talking about carrot tops. Because I might even chuck some of this in my soup. So 2 large carrots. Boom, boom. Like that. We'll take the tops off. The tops need an awful lot of cleaning often because they come from sandy soil. Carrots like sandy soil. If you buy bunch, the best thing I find is to take them off straight away, because otherwise they have a tendency to lose their moisture to the leaf. Put that to one side. And put those in a wee bag to keep them moist in the fridge. That wee bag that I just discarded. Right. Vault Earls. Oh, likewise, my radishes actually. I should top those off. Top those off, shouldn't I, Jacob? Oh, yes, Mary, you better take those off there, otherwise they'll go all soggy. Oh, moisture. You took the tops off, yeah, take the tops off. Radishes, however, do take on moisture very nicely. So if your radishes go a little limp, because we don't want limp, do we? We want nice and firm vegetables in our hands and mouths. You can put them in a bowl and they'll crisp right up. Also, you've got to want to give them a clean anyway, don't you? And then keep them in a bag or a Tupperware box, and they keep for a long time, radishes, because they're very hardy. Oh, I should start a bowl for me. Should start a bowl for my worms. The worms will want to be fed. There we go. And a bowl to put those in. That whopper. Jesus, look at the size of that. Look, the smallest one in the bunch. Look. And we're just going to put those in water. And they're going to crisp nicely up. If you leave them too long, they can lose a bit of their spiciness. So if you really like your radishes so spicy, like you're in danger of losing some tongue feeling, then don't soak them too long. What else? A little brush off. So this is a bottom only string. Name them. Name what? Huge dash of sugar. Ah, yeah, helps the cells absorb. Want some sour cream for this recipe. I picked up some mustard because I was out in Dijon, and I got some whole grain as well. It's French, I believe. Is it actually made in France, or is Lidl just tricking us? Need to get. Oh, it is made in France. Great. So I got French mustard. Perfect. Way to go. I need to sort my condiments out. A massive tin of tuna for €6. I'm gonna have to make something with tuna then, aren't I? And what else? And chicken, of course. I was going to buy chicken thighs, and then I saw discounted a whole corn-fed Italian chicken. So I thought, all right, well, discounted, we'll get that. It's going to go in the pot today. No harm, no foul. And then again, €6 for a massive box of dates. Look at that. Where are they from? Morocco? Tunisia. Perfect. Tunisian dates, well known for being absolutely delicious. All right. Give that a little wipe down. How are we starting today? We're going to start with a broth. So for that, I don't want the whole chicken. It says 600 grams. What I'm going to do is first clean up this chick. And might as well get our pot out while we're at it. And we're going to give this a wash. The screen seems to What's happened to the screen? Smells good. You can always tell from the. I go with my nose, to be honest. And that smells just fine. So, cold water. Of course, it's lovely to go and get fresh farm chickens and all that jazz if you can afford to do it and when you can, but that's not always the case and one needs to be practical. And this looked like a pretty good chicken for what we're doing today, so I'm happy about that. My knives are a bit blunt, so we're gonna sharpen. Sausage shakes. That's a small chicken. It's a pretty standard supermarket size, about 1.5 kilos, if my memory serves. What does the label say? 1.4. Yeah, that's the thing. They're smaller. 1.4 kilos. We want 600 grams of chicken. It's said the thighs. So what we're gonna do is, oh yeah, I want to sharpen my knives tonight. Okay. We will start today by sharpening the knives. That's what we'll do first. We're gonna go for a little knife sharpen. We're gonna go for a little knife sharpen. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. That's corn fed. That's why it's yellow. What's the horrible sharpeners? One of those? Nah, got me steel, mate. Does it taste differently? A little bit, yeah. Little knife. Still not sharp. No, this is not a Victorinox sharper. Okay. One down. That's not baby knife though, is it? These are our paring knives. That's little yellow. Little yellow and big red. And then we got the other one over there. We call him Black McGrew. Because he done got a big black beard and he comes from Scotland. How many knives do I have? I have 3 paring knives, 3 different prep knives. I have this tiny little chef's knife, which is actually meant for kids, but it's pretty handy. And then I've got a massive kitchen knife, which I tend not to use unless I'm doing a lot of prep. Big 10-incher. And then my filleting knife, which again I don't really use unless I'm cutting steaks or skinning fish or anything like that. It's a little bit more flexible on that. Yeah, and I've had those for a good long while. They're an investment. Yeah, some people love a 10 incher, but to be honest, a lot of people say that 8 is more than enough. And to be honest, if you're, if you're not a professional, then actually like a 6-inch chef knife is also more than sufficient to get the job done. Is it me or is it warm in here? Right. Do we need to do the other ones? Oh, we might as well while we're here. This one's not as blunt because I don't use it as often. Exactly, it's all about the handling. Obviously, if you've got a bigger knife, you don't need to make so many movements. With smaller knives, the movements need to be more repetitive. So just being aware of that, really. Nice. All right. If you want to get real cheeky, sharpening up your butter knife. Now that's a treat. And you might go, why would you want to do that? Well, because you eat with these things, but also if you want to just kind of cut some cheese or something, it's pretty handy. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit of an edge on my butter knife. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sally. That sucks. Why 3 paring knives? Okay, good question. It's not super sharp, and that's got a nice little bit of an edge to it. Okay, because they are different shapes, right? You can see a little yellow. It's very pointy and quite flexible. So if you're doing work with softer fruits, for example, or you want to get in and really kind of take stuff out, then this is perfect. And I don't know if you notice, I hold the knife actually up here, so you're working on this edge. And if you've got your finger like this, then you can cut your. Sometimes I cut into my thumb, especially after I've sharpened them. But if you hold it like this, you've got a lot more control. Whereas if you hold at the end, right? And in fact, you can see this one, the grip is specifically designed that you should hold further down, but I prefer like this. And a friend of mine told me actually once that, especially with the bigger knives, and we're not talking necessarily this size, but you can see actually here, the tang, right, is covered in here. This is riveted here, and this is the thin part of the blade, and this can snap even on big knives. And what you're ideally looking for is a knife that the tang, this is the not sharp bit, the bit in the handle, runs all the way through. So if you're using a big knife and you're pushing, there's a possibility over time the metal gets stressed and it will snap. And so you should always hold on to the blade actually. And actually at which point you've got more control. So this is actually my favorite. It's not as pointy, but it's still got an edge. There's still a little bit of flex on there as well. And the shape of it is, I can push a little bit harder. But if I'm working on hard vegetables like celeriac or sometimes potatoes, I prefer this knife. It's a very stiff blade, it's got a point, and I can really kind of score things with that. So it depends on what it is you want it for. You don't have to have 3, right? If you're going to go with 1, I would go with something like this. You can see it's lost its point a little bit from sharpening. But we're sort of midway between these two, right? That makes sense in the terms of shape and also in terms of flexibility. And again, I've had these. I think I got these for my 18th birthday, maybe 20th. I don't know. I can't remember. So I've had them for a good long while as well. So we've sharpened and we will clean because there's metal dust on there. So back to our task in hand. Here we are. Okay. Can you all see that? Maybe zoom in a little bit, just so you can see what I'm doing. Come on now. Oh, tedious. Decided to. Okay. All right, you all with me? Yes, wooden boards preferable. They can store bacteria, of course, and they can get moldy if they're not used regularly. But you can always use peroxide or ozone them if you happen to have access to an ozone machine. But wooden boards, because they absorb the moisture away from the surface, actually bacteria need water, like most living things, to survive, and so actually it's better. Even better if it's an end block, like a butcher's block, right? This is through grain. We're talking technically now. You can see the grain of the wood. Yeah. This is cut through the middle of the tree, right? So you have to imagine the rings are like this, and so this is cut through the middle of the tree. So carpenters, this is where it all gets very technical. Actually, what tree, which wood, which part of the wood. And the reason we want it cut this way is because if it was this, it would swell and bow. And it's the same actually with wooden utensils. I'm sorry this one is not clean, but you get the idea. You can see the grain running lengthways through it. So these spatulas don't end up like that. Okay? So end grain, butcher's blocks. Butcher's blocks are made with little wood blocks running like this, a whole sequence of them like a chessboard. And there's two reasons for that. One, it's not going to split, because actually the end grain kind of absorbs that a little bit. And also the moisture draws down. Yeah, screw plastic boards. If you haven't known that's what you're using, then that's what you got, isn't it? So, but if you can, get rid of your Teflon, get rid of the plastic, but it doesn't have to happen overnight. Okay, so we're just gonna, now it's sharp. We're just gonna take these thighs off to start with. Okay, come up under there, pop the joint. There we go. One. I'm not particularly good at this, but I've watched a few videos, and YouTube is great for all that. I'm also going to take the spine out. That's going to go in our broth, like that, and that there. I've got myself a pair of meat tongs. If you don't have it, a sharp knife, if you've got that bigger knife, also works, but this is kind of easier. I'm just going to cut through here. Push, push. Okay. I do not like to cook the parson's nose, as we call it in England. Some people like to eat this. This is the tail fat gland, is what the bird oils its feathers with. Most birds have one of these. It's a bit of a funky taste. Some people like it. My mum's always cut it off, and I've taken off that habit. Actually, if you look there, you can see this is particularly yellow, actually. You see there? That's the oil gland. It would come out here, and they brush their beak on it, and then they rub that on their feathers. That's why they preen, actually. What's up? What's up, Sally? Is there something happening with the video, like? Well, tell me. Tell me. I'll see if I can fix it. On my side is because the little video is too small. Oh, I see. I've not got full screen for some reason. Aha. How's that? That better? Thanks. Yeah, I didn't notice that, guys. Let's get the scales out, just a matter of interest, because I don't know what the. If we ratio that out, obviously every bird is different. Just as a matter of interest. Just as a matter of interest. That's 600. That's 650 grams, which is what we want for the recipe. So that's perfect. Now, what am I going to do with the rest of the bird? I'm going to spatchcock. That's right. You heard me correctly. I'm going to spatchcock the breast and I'm going to roast it. And it's going to be my lunch and dinner for the rest of the week. How do we spatchcock? Well, if we hadn't, I should have shown you differently. If we left the thighs on and just cut the back out, or cut down the one side of the back even, if you wanted to, you turn the bird over and then you just break its breastbone, I'm afraid to say. It's pretty brutal. And come out with the wings. Like so. Okay. Yep. Okay. More or less. And we're going to spice that up. Oh, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use some of that. I'm going to use some of that pork rub from America. That's what I'm going to do. Oh my God. Where are you? Use a glass dish. Okay. Bung my oven on to 180, 190. Okay. So we're putting it on fairly high heat. Slight side shoot of a recipe there for us today, folks. Yeah, let's go with that. Just going to go with that. Rib rub. Why not? Excited. Thank you, Alison and Becca. I'm not sure if they're here today. And we're just going to cover that up. We're going to dose that right up there. Woo. Get ourselves some rubbed up chicken. Okay. Bam. Are we going to leave it in there on its own? Absolutely not. Because we want some sauce at the bottom of that. I happen to have half an onion in the fridge. That would do nicely. And maybe the rest of that lemon. So what else? Parsley root. Yeah. Got the older carrots in here. Get those out. Use what you got. Use what you got. And maybe some sweet pepper. Don't mind if I do. He's gone off reservation here. The heart of the chicken. Yeah, it's all good though, isn't it? Spicy okra. Yeah, that's what I think I might do. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I've got this chicken, so I'm going to do some kind of okra, curried okra to go with it, I think. See, it's not the best knife for chopping. You see that? It's not the best knife, is it, eh? It's not big enough. La, 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 la. And we've got a couple of carrots. Slightly older ones. Uno. Dos. Top and tail. Although you don't really look, this one wants to go as well, doesn't it? In you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe we'll have a past celery stalk as well. Just for shits and giggles. Makes the gravy sweet. I'm just going to chop that in. Willy nilly. Willy and nilly chopped in. My lemon. What are you going to do with that, Michael? You do that. And then there's a bunch of fresh thyme here, which is bolting. It needs more sunlight. I think we're good. So, I'm going to rest the chicken on top of that, like so. And just have those veggies underneath. So, chicken's resting on top of the lemon. And I don't know, some beer would be good. I don't have any beer. Or wine for that matter. So, yeah. Bit of dry sherry. That'll do. Bung a bay leaf in there. I need some of those later. Let my tea over stew, but that's all right. And then a dash of water. And we're good to go, my darlings. It's going in the oven now. Uncovered. Oh, where's my timer? Got to go get my kitchen timer. We'll do 35 minutes to start with. Well, let's do 25 and then we'll baste it. Okay, so that is the beginnings of the rest of the week. And we'll get that out of the way. As I've said before, I like to run a little bit of boiling water on my chopping boards after they've had meat on it. You don't have to. My grandma never has. She's just washed them up, but it's just my personal preference and quirk, one might say. Oh, the smell's already coming out the oven, guys. All right, and we want some water for the soup anyway. Better to start with cold water, actually, typically. Right, in we go. Boom. Peel up our carrots. How are we doing, chat? Getting all the accents out, there you go. Staying right on brand. Well, you can either willy or nilly, but if you really don't care, then it's just willy nilly, isn't it? I find. Chicken deposited. Do we have average sized carrots? I would say they are longer than average, but they are not as thick. Right? I mean, soup carrots, I would go like stonkers. Stop it, Toby. Deary me. You guys. Honestly, you guys. Yeah, Toby. It's always playing up. Do I need to do this? Not really, but why not? Sometimes they can be awful stringy, can't they? Celery can be awfully stringy, darlings. We don't want that necessarily. Well, doesn't really matter if you're not going to do crudité. Crudité, what's that? It's when you chop vegetables long and thin, and you can use them. You can use them to. You're going to tell Toby about that and all the other occasions as well, then, Sally. Constantly getting up in my grill here while I'm cooking. I guess I can zoom back out, kind of. Well, that zoomed it. That was zoomed it. Okay. That asks all the right questions. Whose head? My head or chat's head? I'm not sure if I got enough carrot there. I feel like I'm under carroted. So I'm going to get one more carrot, a little one. Just a tiny little one. Come here, carrot, yes. Me, pick me. You're not that small. I know, but I've got a little voice. All right, carrot, we'll choose you. Michael Seal is there. I know. More of the artwork should make it up onto that shelf. Really, I do beg pardon for that. All right. And I pour a bit of hot water on there, and then it's kind of like cooked meat rather than raw meat. If that makes sense. Just my opinion. I don't know. Let's check. Let's check the chat. The recipe. To begin with, place the chicken in a large pot with add bay leaf, peppercorns, bring slowly to the simmer, skimming off any foam. Oh, okay. So just the bay leaf and water for now. That makes sense. Because we want to skim the scum. Kind of small, these bay leaves. I'm going to bung 2 in there. And we want 2 liters of water. We want 2 liters of water. All right. We might run a little bit over 3 o'clock here, guys, because I started late, but we'll see. Should actually get cooked pretty quick. It's the broth that's going to take some time. Okay. Okay. So many pots and so many lids. Put the salt in already with it or not? Peppercorns, not the salt. Interesting. Interesting. How many peppercorns did it say? Don't know. This many. I like pepper. So in you go. I like pepper. So to the boil that will be brought. In the meanwhile. Once the stock runs clear, add carrots, blah, blah, blah. So sit, and then the salt, gently simmer for 45 minutes. Continue with preparing the okra. Using dried, you need to soak it. Final 20 minutes of simmering. Transition to removing chicken. Proceed to make a roux. All right. Gradually ladle in a hot broth, whisking to create smooth. Yes, fine. Return the shredded chicken. Simmer for 10 minutes so that the flavors transition to finishing with cream and egg. In a bowl. Lift out the chicken pieces, set aside to cool. Remove skin and bones and shred meat into pieces. Fine. Keep warm. Fine. Strain the soup through a sieve into a clean pot, discarding bay leaf and peppercorns, but keeping all vegetables and okra. This creates a smoother texture. Proceed. All right. Is it going back in? It doesn't say if the vegetables are going back in. Well, I'm confused now. What are we supposed to do with all this veg? Just discard it? Okay, so there's a whole tempering process. Oh, but keeping. I see. So the veg goes back in. That's how I would interpret that. So we want to make small pieces. Whisking the soup. Whisking, not whiskey. Although whiskey in the soup could be quite interesting. Oh, I didn't put any pepper in my chicken. Dude. Disappointed in myself here now. Want to put pepper in there. Not too late, I guess. I can always put it in later. Otherwise it would turn to mush. Oh no, I'm out of milky milks. Oh no, milky. No, it's cold because I left it too long. Standard practice. All right, well, we might as well do a bit of transition cleaning while we're at it. Just clean that bowl right up. Not the tea. Seasoned chicken. Which chicken? The chicken in the oven or the chicken in the pot? Cold teas. Wow. You do you, man. You do you. Daytime drinking if you want. Sure enough. Put my juicer away. I'm gonna put my juicer away. I've told you about my juicer, haven't I? Chicken everywhere, in the oven, in the pot, in our hearts. Long may it rest in our hearts. Dearly beloved, we are here to talk about our chicken. It will remain with us, within us, at least for some time. That is a Zimmerman joke. When you said you've got pepper, I thought you meant astonishing. Meant seasoning, not the plant. Ah, I see. Red pepper. Yeah, paprika. No, I seasoned the chicken. I just wanted to put some red pepper in there to. Oh, I'm thinking about gumbo and rice now. Oh dear, I need to stretch. Yeah, don't put it. Bring it to the front. Bring it to the front. It's on the shelf right there. It's at head height. I can't miss it. That's what the mistake I made. It was in a box on top somewhere. It's like you just forget these things need to be up front and prominent, otherwise you'll never use them. That's the mistake I was making, and I remedied that. And there's actually a couple of other things that need to be well, there's a lot that needs to be rearranged, but let's not make that the story of the day. So let's chop our celery into pieces, shall we? Dice. I'm slicing. I'm not dicing. This is the other thing about stringy celery. It doesn't want to come apart. The chicken is within us. Oh, here's a little trick. If your board's slipping around like that, why is my board slipping around? Because I didn't wipe down. Because I've got seasoning there. All right. Here's a cheeky little trick you can do. Just take a towel or a paper towel. Just dampen that up. All right. It wants to be damp, not wet. Squeeze out the excess. And then it's an old chef's trick, isn't it, Sally? Looks cluttered, but stuff doesn't go off. My kitchen. All right, ready? You bang that down like that. And then you put your board on top. It stops theoretically. I've still got crumbs there. I've created the Egyptian pyramid stone moving technique by putting sand under the board. Yeah, my mind's a bit cluttered too. You never cut it without. Well, there we go. Once you know, you know. I have to say, this little knife, baby knife, right? Baby knife, 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 da, da, da. Sorry, whoever doesn't like that. Baby knife, 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 baby knife, 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 knife. Why did you avoid saying moist? Me? Moist. I could feel the moisture all around me. It was most perturbing. In the distance, I could hear a song being played from the cave mouth. It sounded like baby knife. As I entered the moist mouth of the cave, I could hear further sounds coming from deep within. Undulating, ululating sounds of people recklessly dancing and moving. I did build the pyramids. You're right. The beef jerky. Thank you, Bubonits. Wow, thank you. Awesome. Loving the faith. Thank you for that. And thank you also, Sally. I saw that. Although surely I must be able to get you on somehow without having to do that. Okay. So where are we at? Celery chopped. Oh, we had a bowl. We'll get the bowl back. I'm supposed to skim the top. Nothing to skim yet. Oh, that smell of that sherry, though. Vegetables. Beef jerky. Just write to me. I don't know how to do that, so just let me know. If there's a technical way. Okay, so let me see. We're doing a bit of chopping of the veg. Humbug. Smell of that salmonella. Smell of the della. Oh, caramba. I smell of the salmonella. It looks like an ordinary dinner party. What's that? How does that scene go from Monty Python? But nobody suspects the salmon mousse. What, Valeria? What now? You don't like Monty Python either? What's going on, you guys? It's funny having a freshly sharpened knife, because sometimes it can be a little bit more sticky to the vegetables. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, but hated cultivating them in school. Richie Crispy, are you a microbiologist? Oh, it's quite benign actually, Nadine. There's nothing that interesting going on. Thank you, Mr. Fact. Sprinkles. It's just when I get into a flow. So, but you know the scene I'm talking about? Monty Python. It's a dinner party. Pop train. Got it. Got it, Richie. My uncle was a microbiologist actually working in Marburg, of all places. He used to work on the flu vaccines and stuff. Oop, I hear rumbling. We don't want to let it spoil too much because then the skimming process is more complicated. But this is, I should have put the peppercorns in after. Actually. That doesn't look too bad. Really? 2 liters only? It would probably go a bit more water than that. Smells good though. Because the peppercorns is all floating around, isn't it? Hey, Freckles. Can you not redirect us, Richie? Well, quite, yeah. All that tech stuff, like, all that lab work is incredibly important, isn't it? I mean, I'm happy knowing that if I ended up at your hospital or wherever it is you work, that I've got someone there trained and dedicated working on that. Unsung heroes. There we go. That's it, Freckles. Thank you. Perspective sometimes. Yeah, but it's true. And if you really still wanted to go for that, I'm sure that there could be a way. But part of life is just being, happy with where you're at. I think we can all get very down on ourselves, but we're here for a reason, and it can always change. Thank you, Barbarian. Thank you, Ziggy Wiggy. Hype train level 2. Keep it coming. Woo! I just am a bit confused. Is that 1 onion finely chopped, 2 cloves of garlic? Yeah, I thought I was going to be. It's like, is there no onion and garlic in this? All right, that'll do. We'll keep that tickling away, but I have to say I don't think 2 liters is enough. I should just trust in the process and stop fiddling, but then I'm cooking. So I'm going to put another ½ liter of water in there because I can. And I will. Alrighty. 2 cloves, you say? I live in the Czech Republic, so let's make it 3. Choo choo. Choo choo, motherfuckers. I ain't getting no plane. Okay, that'll do. There we go. These are already starting to bolt. Yeah, well, don't let those cocky types get to you, mate. Yeah. You're going by car. Where are you going by car? Where to? Where are you going? Thank you, Bublina. Me too. I only come here for Michael Seal too. The rest of you can all just go and do whatever you want. Yilimush, where be you going to Corba? Yes, but where to where are you? Where to are you going with the? Also, not frying the onion first. Like this is, my usual go-to with everything is to put the onion in oil first. But no, we are not doing that. We are dicing the onion finally, and I guess we want to just. Okay. Finally, you say? All right, I guess we'll put a couple of horizontal cuts in there as well. You gotta wake the boyfriend. Special Sunday morning waking call, is it? Espresso and croissant ready to go. Also, can he not use an alarm clock? Is he an especially deep sleeper? So many questions. I'm a deep sleeper. Most frustrating, actually, sometimes. I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. But, God, sometimes getting out of bed is a tedious affair. Hot chest. Choo choo. Bless Kaufland. Oh my word, lucky you, Jade. Oh yeah, Kaufland's awesome. I love it, but it's a little bit too big for me sometimes. It's a bit intimidating. But they got a good frozen section and actually pretty good fish selection, which is nice, fresh fish. So that's my go-to if I need fresh fish. Actually, there's a fishmonger's around the corner, but he's a bit pricey. Okay, no more scum to descum, so now our vegetables can go in. Let's start with our onions and garlic. Yes, I can see this now. I can, because this is going to cook for a good long while that chicken cooks through. Oh, I'm excited. You all with your okra. I will be chopping that as well. Just the half liter extra. What's that actually? Yeah, half liter exactly. Oh, Michael, check you out. And now with salt, bit of Himalayan, a little bit of rock salt, a little bit of sea salt. And 80 grams only. It's not really a lot. I'll just say that lady sold me a lot of okra. Where can I get gish? I don't know. It depends on where you live. Yeah, another time. 80 grams only. 80 grams. Oh, okay. That's a fair amount. It's quite light then. All right. We're underestimated. That's 90. We're going to lose the tops and tails. I'm going to put those two in as well. All right. So give those a quick wash. And that's still a nice amount for some jambalaya. And we're just gonna chop them. I guess we top and tail all of them first. Would make sense, wouldn't it, Michael? Yes. Don't need to tell these. And again, a soup that has carrot in it. I'm sure we'll get to a soup that doesn't have carrot. In fact, next week we're making the old French onion soup, aren't we? And I believe Jade, you were going to send me a recipe. So better get on that. Or else I'll find my own. It's all right. We'll forget. I'm reminding you. And by the way, of course, I might just ignore your recipe. I'm just saying that now. Ah! She's already going. It's already going sticky. From the water. Look. The goo is going. Yeah, but it's so good actually. I don't know why I didn't think to find okra in Prague before. So, in you go. And actually, we've got a couple of other thickening agents that are going to go in there because we're going to make a roux. And also, then with egg yolk and the sour cream. It's God, I love soup. I know I keep saying this, guys, but I really just. I mean, Logan asked on the stream the other day, "What's your favorite hot snack?" And I think I had thought about it. And I was like, cheese toast. Like, no, soup. What is soup? Hey, fingers on the timeout button. What? What am I going to do? Cheese on toast with soup. Yes. That's it. Okay. She's a bit of scum there now. Can I get that off? Some of it maybe. I don't know. if we're gonna be able to do that. Also, no fat other than the chicken fat. Right? It's gonna be good. All right, there we go. This is cooking. I don't know why that is there. Do this. Let's just clean this up a little bit here, Michael. Okay. Yeah, that okra juice is pretty gooey, to be fair. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do with the okra? I'm not sure. I don't know who was it. Salvo Shakes who asked. I'm not exactly 100% sure, to be honest. I'm going to look up something Creole, I think, because I've actually got some nice spices which aren't exactly Creole spices from Alison and Becca. But I also picked up this from the African shop, not dried thyme, Lion's curry powder, which is, I think, like a kind of Jamaican curry powder. Very turmeric rich, quite sweet. Another word for slime. Can it be frozen? Can what be frozen? Okra. Serve soup. Hello, what a beautiful octopus. Hello, first time chat lady MacDog. Have you tried zuppa toscana? It's my favorite soup, but I suck at making it. Not yet. We're not at Italy yet. Prickly triangle. Seen one where? Yeah, that color. Should we have a look at it again? Isn't that amazing? Oh, Lady Liobova. Occasional spice. Yes, okra can be frozen. I was asking about blanching earlier because someone said they'd frozen it. By the way, if you're cooking along, okra should be in now. Yeah. When you freeze vegetables, you should blanch them first, which is a bit of a faff. Which means what? You have boiling water. You put it in there for 30 seconds to a minute max, depending on how firm it is. Right? Carrots and stuff can go a little bit longer. Green beans, if you're doing softer things, and then immediately into ice cold water. If you don't have ice cold water, then under running water in a sieve and keep that circulating. Cool it, dry it, then freeze it. Just let it dry off a little, pat dry. And the reason is that it kind of seals it and crisps it, stops it from going a little bit mushy. But the okra is going to go a bit mushy by the nature of the vegetable itself. So what have we got in here? Coriander, turmeric, fenugreek, mustard, rice flour, cumin, salt, ginger, cayenne, pepper, nutmeg, fennel. Ah, the fennel. That's the sweet smell. I'm very excited about this. Yeah. So probably going to do something Cajun, I reckon, or Creole. We'll see. I think it'll go well with this chicken that I'm. Look, this is the scum that's coming off the okra now, but we shouldn't be too worried about that. And we turn it down to a simmer. Oh Jesus! Let me try and get camera over here because it's actually the consistency's changed of the soup, and you can see already that it's quite. Can't reach. Darn it! Hang on, I'll zoom in. Can you see that? It's already more jelly-like. Yeah, it's kind of forming this more rounded peaks as it's boiling. Well, not peaks, but it looks a little bit like boiling sugar if you've ever bought sugar. But anyway, there it is. So lid's going on. We are gonna. How long are we simmering that for? Oh shit! Shouldn't have put the okra in yet. Should have simmered without the okra. Well, okay, messed that up. And put 25 minutes on that and see what happens, I guess. Oh well, messed up. Have a radish to compensate. How's our chicken doing? Hmm. By the way, you can't actually eat radish leaves. There's no reason to dispose them. I learned that recently. So they can also be a little bit prickly, radish leaves, but if you steam them up, treat them like spinach, isn't it? Then no harm. So we don't need to be too fussy about removing the tops, is what is my point. Mm-hmm. I feel like this needs a little bit of tomato paste. There we go. That breast meat will probably be quite dry in the end because it's not being marinated or basted, but that's okay. If it's going to go into like a jambalaya, which is a rice dish, it's all mixed together, then it doesn't really matter. Or if not, I can slice it for sandwiches. Sandwiches. Talking about sandwiches, maybe it's time to have a bit of toast, Michael. Get rid of that now. Paper can go with worms. Sandwich reveal. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it looks like due to the fact that I'm giving someone a Cut and Horror tour on Tuesday, we will have to Toffee mukbang. It was Shazzle, just couldn't be bothered. Be alright. Look at this. It's actually sourdough. Would you, Adam and Eve it? That is a sourdough. White. Amazing. Yes, sourdough in the toast form. Antoninovo, where Mark and I both like to go, they do a white one, but it's like there's nothing. You try and butter it and it breaks apart. This one is from the fancy bakery, but it's about the same price. Still pricey though. But I'm a German boy who likes good bread. How much? €4. No, it's just bad quality flour. I just think it's poor consistency flour, and not much you can do about that. A little trick I found to keep my pancakes, if I've got leftover pancakes fresh, so what I do is I roll them up like that, right? And then I put them in a little bag. Oh, the bag's all over the bloody floor. Bloody hell, mate. Hang on, mate. Hang on, mate. Hang on, mate. Hang on, mate. What are you doing? You don't need to do that. I want to take a little plastic bag. All right. Do I understand French in the video? It depends on what kind of French we're talking about. I put it in a bag like that. Right. I do this with my burritos as well. If I open a packet of burritos, I roll them up. Is it minimize? Yeah, I could probably understand. It minimizes the air contact. Stays fresher longer, doesn't it? Right. Now check on my plants over here. They look like they might need a bit of water this afternoon. That only had veg in it. I think that needs cleaning again. It's soap at least. Don't think that needs soap. Right. Jolly good. Jolly good there. Guess I might as well warm up my afternoon coffee then, hadn't I, Gerald? Yes, sir. I'll go immediately to do that, sir. Right, very good. And while you're at it, bring me my slippers and pipe. I think I might be ready for my afternoon pipe, Gerald. Very good, sir. Will there be anything else before dinner, sir? No, Gerald. I think I will. Oh, yeah. One thing. Please tell Lady Pemberton that I'd like a divorce. Very good, sir. Would you like, sir? I'm confused, sir. I just don't like her anymore. Yes, sir. Just one more toffee fee. Yes, you can do everything with sourdough. The alter egos emerge. There are many. We need a whole episode of that. Does anybody else like to flip their toast so it gets properly brown on both sides? And what will I have on it? Cheese and salami. Oh, really? A little bit of cheese and salami? And maybe one with honey? You cheeky little chap. Come on, then. Let's have at you. Just like the salami. Stay for the drama. A whole episode of it, you say? Well, we'll see about that. It's about that. It's a lot of work, that, isn't it? Keeping that up for an whole episode. There's nothing wrong with that, Rayumi. Use best before dates are just that. And use by dates are at most cautionary. I love picking up those little bags. And I always cruise the discount aisle. Absolutely. First we go with the butter. Bam. All the way to the edges. I'm not that fussy about it. Some people are very particular that you need to butter all the way to the edges, aren't they? Some people are particular about that. I like to put my salami on first because it warms the fat a little. It starts to melt the fat a little bit of that there. Balkan sausage from Slovenia. The Slovenians do have some goddamn good produce. Oh my god. If you ever get the chance, go to Slovenia. Beautiful. Friendly. Very nice. What is it? Triglav? Triglav Mountains, I think it is. A recipe. What for? Did I miss a recipe suggestion? Ah, for the thing. A 4-slice salami sandwich with pretend cheddar and homemade chutney. I beg your pardon. Come put that over here. Don't hold back, man. Put it in my mouth. What's that? What's that? Mmm. My mother being fancy. Chutney. Now we're talking. What's in this chutney? Quince. Have we made borscht yet? No. We have not. Banger. Bing bong. All right, fridge, calm down. Yes, I'm closing you. Don't worry. Look at this. Check honey. Mmm. 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 I've abandoned my tea for now for lukewarm coffee instead. No, not in the fridge. No, 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 no. Mm. Proper raw honey. Thank you, Lady Liobaba. Proper raw honey should harden up. If it's not, if it stays clear, it might not be proper honey. It might have sugar mixed in. Which is why, when I go around the Czech Republic or anywhere, and I see someone selling local honey for a jar, I grab a jar. Where is it? Got a spare here ready to go, for example. Can't find it now. It's too cluttered. But yeah. Mm. Probably check on the soup. Oh, that's all right. I haven't ruined it. Haven't ruined it. But after the sandwich experience, we can prepare for the other ingredients. Mm. The egg was on the list. Sorry, sunshine. Cut you out. Mm. About the honey, by the way, sometimes it takes a good long while for some honeys to harden up, but that's the general thing. And then there's spun honey, which is what you buy already hard. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Shut it. Yeah, we'll cook Spanish soup when we get there. Mm. I realise some of you might be joining us a little down the process here. So we started with Czech soup, and every week I'm cooking a different soup based on the proximity of Prague and the capital city of that country. So I had a break last week. I just had to flake out for a week. But the week before that, we did Belgium, Brussels, and then the next closest capital after Brussels is Sarajevo. That's why we're doing Bosnia Herzegovina today. And next week it will be Paris. I mean, I'm not sure. I can't remember. I could refer to my list, but I don't have it in front of me. We did do Mexico one week because I just got so fed up of cabbage and potato. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the theme was a little bit Central European, shall we say? So we had a. Mm, mm-hmm. There was a different soup from Belgium. I can't remember, but in the end we made a chive soup with the endive. Very tasty. Oh, and San Marino. Now that was a very interesting soup. It's on YouTube of me cooking it, but obviously you're going through 2 hours of me chatting with chat as well. So up to you. At some point, all these recipes will be put up on YouTube as standalone cook videos. The San Marino soup was very surprising. I was surprised that San Marino had its own distinct cuisine, but it does. Never underestimate the little cousin. Right. Maybe so, Lady MacDog, yeah, because it's quite slow. The San Marino soup was based around this soup noodle, but it was a chicken broth with lemon. What else was in there, Sally? Books and knives. Cheese. There's cheese in it. Right. Dishwasher is clean, so that will have to wait. Let's give this a wash. Because we are done with it. Clean as you go. We've got 5 minutes left on the timer, which means the chicken will be cooking for 25, which is not really long enough. But we'll have to keep going, I guess, because I do need to finish the stream at some point. Okay, where are we? Austria was Fledelsuppe, beef broth with sliced pancake. Freckles, where are you, Freckles? Are you in the Southern Hemisphere? Oh, I know, Jolly Hand, but where do you stop? It's like Australia, 10 degrees. You met down Melbourne way. Perth. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. How cold does it get in Perth actually? Super. Exactly. Yeah. What Czech dish would you reckon most to make or to eat or to have when you come here? I know it can get cold in Australia. I mean, cold relatively. Bernardine hat, especially if around the Blue Mountains or in Tasmania. Tasmania's quite far south. Yeah, exactly. So you don't get super cold. And Melbourne as well, about zero, right? But down in Tasmania, I think getting a little bit colder. Chilly mornings. That's what she's saying. Ah, you're in Melbourne, then I'll just shut up. But sometimes, for some reason, I read Bernardina and I always think Brazil because they end everything in Inya, but I realize that it's Bernardina hat. Okay, never mind. To have when I come back to okay. Well, I mean chesnechka if you can find it, garlic soup. I love roast duck, and then svichkova, but which is the beef and the creamy vegetable sauce. What's a June berry? I don't know what a June berry is. Where did you read June berry? It is Bernard in a hat. Ah, dear me. On Red Bull, June berry. Elderflower, really? Okay. But if you do South Italy, you get to do pasta e patate, which is like cheesy potato pasta soup. Oh. Okay, learned something new. Thank you, Sally. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think I know. I know. I get the thinking behind dividing Italy, but then do we divide France because it's so regionally different as well? Do we, Germany? Okay, Kartoffelsuppe was a little bit more clear, but then it depends on which region, and there's variations, and I don't know. It's really tricky. So I just probably going to do Suppa Toscana. Milk soup. I think I have. I think my grandmother's made it for me once. Finding a German soup was hard. Kinda, but everybody kind of settled on potato soup. So Kartoffelsuppe, but it really varies depending on where you are. Linsen's, what exactly? You see, So I had to make choices. Do you know how hard it is being me doing this, having to make choices that I know somebody might be upset. Somebody somewhere could possibly be upset with me. Oh, me. No baby spoon today. Not yet. Don't. It ain't over yet. It ain't over. Okay. So we are making a classic roux. Easy enough. How much butter? 2 tablespoons. Okay, so that's 50 grams butter, 50 grams flour. You can use gluten-free flour. You can use rice flour. It does not have to be. Oh, look at that handy little saucepan right there waiting for me. When you're making a roux, depending on how dark you want your gravy or soup, you will let this toast up. And the thing is to keep it low. Don't freak out. Keep it stirring. And if it looks like it's botched, don't worry. Keep going. And we do approximations around here. So this is 250 grams. All right, so there's 125 roughly. So that's 100. So 50 grams is about that. You can also chop that into small pieces. It's going to speed up the process. And but this is a little bit ways down the line. Yeah, that chicken's not quite coming off the bone. Let me turn that up a little bit and give it another 10 minutes. Chicken broth and cream and egg. In a bowl, whisk sour cream with egg yolk and lemon juice. Slowly add a few spoonfuls of hot soup to temper it. Whisk and constantly stir it into the pot while stirring to enrich the broth. Avoid boiling at this stage to keep the soup silky. Oh, I don't have any fresh parsley. Damn it. Extra lemon wedges. Lemon. Oh, all right. So we might as well start on that. So that can sit for a while. I am washing my lemons for you. Meow. My little bird. Rinderbrühe. What the blazes? No. Little board, little knife. You won't rue the day when you make roux. Yeah, my grandfather made those two chopping boards that are shaped like this, and his idea was that this is a Zwiebelbrett. This is an onion board that when you chop the onion, you put it here and it doesn't go flying everywhere. He was always coming up with inventions, and you can see it's been grooved out already. My grandmother's has a huge dent there. All par patent. All right, let's check this chicken while we're at it. And I think we'll add a little bit more water in there. And those peppers now, probably. Actually, let's do the peppers first. God, that smell. This can be roughly chopped. Doesn't need to be so fine. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Oh, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Are we ready? A little investment I made a few years ago was a meat thermometer. You can find them in most kitchen shops, and it just tells you by looking at the dial when it's cooked through. So for chicken, once the interior temperature hits 90, you're actually good to go. So also, of course, just the old tested method is to check whether the juices run clear from the breast. I'm just basting that up a little bit and put a bit more. Just boil the kettle. So put that back in. I think I can take that lemon out now. Probably leave it in. Okay. Oops. Spike myself with the juices look like they're running clear, but I'll just bang that in there. You can leave that in the oven actually. All right, so you can see we're coming up to 80. All right. I think it will go up to 90. I reckon this is pretty much done, but my peppers have only just gone in. So we're going to put that in. What do we got? 5 minutes there. Okay. La-di-da-da-da. Elderberries and elderflower trees. No, they're not. No, elderflowers make elderberries. That is correct. June berries. Oh, okay. So what are June berries then? What's the Latin name? Cooking is coming on a very nice. Thank you, Nightcore Gremlin. What was I going to do? Look at the recipe. Got it. Now I'm looking at Lavanga K, US Virgin Islands for some reason. I don't know why that popped up. How much lemon? Juice of half a lemon. Gotcha. It's a big fat lemon, isn't it? Look at that. Massive. Jungle is massive. Wakabe. Jungle is massive. Jungle is massive. Wow. I need to get a bigger juicer. Get a bigger juicer. Wow. I'm just prepping this because we got started a bit late. The chicken, you cannot rush chicken being ready to come off the bone. No way to do that. Well, there's a lot of juice in that. Oh, right you are. And egg yolk. Although actually, I'll tell you something. It said one egg yolk, but these eggs are quite small. So we are going to go with 2 egg yolks. Look at that. Oh, shite. You mother hubbard. Don't run away now. All right, that was the bell for the soup. So we need to check that in a minute. Okay. I'm quite interested to see what this egg yolk is going to do for this. Oh, it's going to make it a lot richer, that's for sure. Okay. So that's prepped. I'm going to put those away. Let's check on the chicken. Looks good. It looks good. It looks good. I think that will do. Yes, that will do. Okay. We need to cool that. Chicken needs to come out. Okay. Because we're going to want to take everything off the bone. Including all that lovely meat off the neck bone. Oh my God, the smell is... There's a very... I don't want to say minty, but there's a sort of slightly more aromatic smell, which is from the okra. Really, microwave it. Okay, 3 seconds. Yeah, all right. Cool. All right, so that needs to be run through a sieve as well. Oops. Didn't expect to bring all that baggage with us. There's a lot of veg that's just popped in there. Okay, so we need a bigger bowl to put that in. Dishwasher's clean, Michael. Handy, handy. Okay. And that sieve. And we're very carefully going to strain that. It says take the peppercorns out, but why would you do that? Why would you do that? They're staying in. The bay leaves I will take out. Okay. Okay, now a second. Let's be logical about this. You can just pour it back through the veg. Yolk so. Turn this ring on for the roux. Okay, gently on the back there. All right, we're going to roux up now, guys. Let me see if I can bring this closer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The radishes are in the way. Let's move the radishes out of the way then. Like so. Oh, I can just turn this around. Move that forward. Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly, mate. And then we'll tilt that down. All right, now we're waiting for the butter to melt. And you might ask, but how much flour do I need? Roughly 50 to 25 grams, 1 ounce of flour is 1 heaped tablespoon. All right, let's turn that up. I'm just going to bang that in. So about that, roughly. All right. This part does not need to be an exact science. So as I said before, depending on how dark you want your gravy, you can toast this flour. Now there's a reason we want to toast it anyway, and that is because it will get rid of that chalky flouriness, depending if you're making a sauce, if you're making a bechamel or something like that. All right. But it still needs to melt there a little bit. So, yeah, keep your stove on low. Pimento instead of peppercorns. You can use both. They're slightly different though. Okay. Turn this down a little bit. All right, so this now, if you kept this going, and you just have to be patient, this will eventually change color. It's already quite dark. I'm not sure if this is an unbleached flour, maybe. It will start to bubble up a little bit. That's where your toasting action, the Maillard process, will start. We just Warm that up a little bit. We just want to basically kind of cook the flour for a little bit. Might be a little bit too hot, so take it off. But to be honest, even if it goes lumpy to shit, I wouldn't worry about it. Just keep stirring it. Just. And I found my shufanek in the end that I forgot that I ever had. Shufanek. So I'm on 4. We can see that's toasting away. That's cooking away quite a lot. That's quite hot. On 4, so it's just under medium. And now we're going to just add a little bit in, like so. And it's going to go lumpy as hell. And you're going to go, no, what happened? And you go, that's fine. Because what you're going to do is you're going to add some more. And you're going to keep mixing. And just trust in the emulsion process of the butter and the flour. I have to say, it's a little optimistic for 2 liters of broth, but that's what the recipe says. I would have gone with 25 grams of each, but okay. Maybe a bigger pan would have been useful, actually. You see? Do not worry. It will come back. I'm going to do one more, I think. I guess this is going to be a thick soup. Now, I'm very slowly incorporate this into my soup. That is hot. Looks like I've made little dumplings. You live and you learn. First time doing something, you can't expect to get it exactly right, can you? Okay, there we go. I think that's probably a better thinness. I'm going to keep incorporating like that, actually. Also, we're going to bring this back up to a boil, or a simmer, I should say. So that will also help the roux incorporate into the soup. Here we go. I think we're good to go in this now. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Okay. Bit of a mess. That's okay. Woo! Hot now. We need Cram to help wipe. I know. Where is he? Where is Wipey Cram when you need him? Wipey. Wipey. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So Mark and I are more than likely going to stream tomorrow, by the looks of it. So if you're up for a bit of mukbang, then I like that camera angle. Maybe I should raise it up every time. Where are we at? Oh, recipe instructions. Melt the butter. Stirring constantly. Shred the chicken. Simmer for 10 minutes to let the flavors deepen. Transition. Okay, we'll put the veg back in right at the end. So now we need to shred the chicken and not burn our fingers. Oh. Okay. So the neck bones of all this lovely little pieces of meat. Gotta be careful though, because there's lots of little bones. Okay. And then because we didn't, this is fat. Little like the tailbone. It's a greasy job. Some people really find it quite satisfying. Never been my favourite task, but then I appreciate the results. And as you do it more often, you get used to where the best bits are. This is fat. Nothing wrong with a bit of fat, mind. There we go. Ah, now we're talking. I'm going to chuck that back in because I used to hate it when I was a kid, watching my dad eat the gristle. And now I'm old, and now I eat the gristle. I think it's your body calling out for collagen, to be honest. So let's think about that for a minute. Listen to what your body needs. That is hot. Ah, shit, I didn't find in the thigh bone, there's two bones. In the leg bone, I didn't find the other one. I'm going to shred this up a little bit more so it'll probably turn up. There it is. Okay. Smells good. Hot. Trying not to get myself burnt. Just break that all up into smaller pieces. Okay, close enough. It is simmering. So, nice thickening up nicely. So while that is doing its thing, should be 10 minutes. We don't have time for that. So we'll just go ahead. Okay. How are we doing, chat? What are we making? We are making Begova Corba, which is a Bosnian, Bosnia-Herzegovinian soup. Oh, you're not vegetarian. Well, you could do this with a veggie broth. There's no reason why you couldn't. Oh, nice. Nice memeron pan. Cool. That's the thing. All of these soups can be done with a veg broth. There's no reason not. And I think actually it would be very tasty. And if you wanted to substitute the chicken here for something, you could just cook white champignons in there, white mushrooms, put them in at the very end. Or you could even marinate them, fry them, and then pop them in. So that's that. Okay, so it said 150 ml, which is about 200 grams. There's a bit less, but I put 2 egg yolks in there, and it's a little bit more than 2 liters. Remember, I'm just going to bang it in. Plus minus. I'm just going to eat that like a yogurt. This is exciting. Egg yolks with lemon juice. I'm very intrigued. And in the meanwhile, just while we let this chicken... Oh, I had half a lemon in the fridge, you muppet. Never mind. Do a little bit of cleaning while we're at it. Did I finish neither my coffee? Oh, I finished my coffee, so I might as well finish my cold tea. Cold tea's quite good though. When it's properly cold. If it's lukewarm, that's gack. But when it's cold, it's like iced tea, isn't it? My massive box of dates. My dates. My dates. I got a massive box of dates. My dates, 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 dates. Right. What was that about? I don't know. Are you just a bit strange? Yes, I think you are. Have a quick tidy up. It's gonna be so good today. All right, guys. I don't have parsley. Although I could pluck these new sprigs right in front of me. But what I was thinking was I got these carrot tops, and I was talking about them. I'm just going to put a bit of carrot top in there instead as a garnish. I think that might work. Okay, so we're going to do a very similar thing now, and I bear in mind I've never done this, so this could go absolutely tits up. We're going to turn that down, and we are going to put the tiniest bit of this in here to cure it, is what it said. Because we don't want the egg yolk to cook. It'll curdle. So we're just going to go piece by piece, and then you don't want it to boil. Turn this off now. You don't want this to boil with the egg yolk mixture in. I'm going to keep doing that. I think we're probably good to go. Victory to the brave. Ardentes fortuna iovat. Wow! Wow, what a colour. I think it's curdled up a bit. Fuck it. Be alright. I'm just put that back in the heat. It's off, by the way, the heat is off. Okay. Okay. Soup is on the heat. Oh, which streams are we talking about? Tuesday's stream is moved to Monday, yeah. Yes, it is. Because I got a tour. I'm doing Kutnahora with someone. Oh, Tom Chow, I think. Tom Gao. So there's a little bit of carrot top, guys. It's not the same as parsley. Right, putting the veg back in, y'all. With the bay leaves, who cares? I don't. Time to serve it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And it said with a lemon wedge, but I'm going to hold back on the lemon wedge until I've tried it. Wait for it. Little spoon didn't make it out today. It's true. Champion. Dribbled all over myself. Oh, and the floor. I've got a peppercorn, which I like. How'd the okra do? The okra is just cooked right down. Look. There's a wee piece of okra right there. disintegrated. That's why you should only put it in the last 20 minutes. Well, I messed that up, but doesn't matter. Really good. Guys, really good. Not too lemony. Just a little hint. There's a Czech soup called caldone, which they make with goose. It's got the same kind of consistency. And I think I see now how they do it. Oh. Hey, nice fiber, Frank. Not too heavy. No. It's very good. This might be in my top 5 now. Really good. Mom. All right, I got to wrap up here, guys. But that took a little longer. But then I also cooked myself a whole chicken meal. Let's have a look how that's doing. And then we will finish up for the day with a little song. Gone a bit over black now. That's all right. That's all right. I don't mind. Black and spices. That's gonna be the basis of something else. We're gonna cut it and wash it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. We're gonna chop it and wash it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. We went down to Bosnia, Herzegovina to make some soup today. A Begova, Corba, this is what it's called. Gonna chop it and wash it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. Made some chicken broth with carrots, of course. We got some okra from the African shop. It was quite a lot. We're gonna chop it and wash it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. Chop it and wash it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. We made ourselves a little roux and egg yolks whilst cream mixing too. We put that in really slowly, not to mess it or to cuddle it. We gotta break it and mix it and slowly mix it in. We're gonna make a roux today. We're gonna touch it and mess it and moo 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 Begova Corba might be one of my favorite soups that I've made so far on this stream. Soup 18 of 53. We're gonna chop it and wash it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. Chop it, wash it, chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. I sharpened all my little knives. I cracked that chicken up real nice. I made myself a spatchcock hen and put it on with some pork spices, 'cause I'm gonna crack it and roast it and eat it up. I made some chicken today. Crack it and roast it and chuck it in. We're gonna make some soup today. Thank you all. Thank you, Nadine and Miss Effect and Barbarian and Daddy Nick for the follow, and Lady Lubio and the subscriptions and the hype trains. And we've got the Burned in a Hat and Lily Moosh and Bublina and Ziggy Wiggy. Thank you so much. And Richie Crispy and Barbarian Hamster and we've got hype trains. So the hype trains, more hype trains, and Miss Effect and Bubanich. In fact, goodness me. And Sally, thank you so much for being mod as usual. If I missed anybody, I'm particularly sorry. And we're going to be back next weekend. I don't know exactly which day. We're going to make French onion soup. Dirty. And see you tomorrow if you have time. Mark and I will be gardening and mukbanging the AF out of some pastries. And on Wednesday, I'll be reading some Sherlock Holmes. And on Thursday, I believe we might do some more goat chaos. The three of us, Logan, myself, and Mark. And there will certainly be some potentially Morrowind or some CK3 happening as well. Too salty, unheard of. Now the soup is too salty. Nah. All right, champ. Love you. Appreciate you out there. Thanks for tuning in. Is anyone? Can we raid anyone? Is anybody out and about? Before we do that. Bye-bye. Is anybody raidable? Probably not, huh? Okay. In which case, we'll leave it. And it's been fun. And I'm actually, if you really give the soup a try, if you can't find okra, just use green beans and aubergine for the thickness. Or you don't even need that because it comes from the roux and the egg. Awesome. See you soon.